What is up, Beyond the Gates fans? It is Monday, July 28th, 2015. Here to talk about our Monday episode of Beyond the Gates, coming off of a couple of episodes that irked me last week and still do because of the character of Tomas, the character of Kat looking worse and worse as weeks go on with the way they write her. There are some positive points, though, that I must talk about for the Kat and Tomas storyline. I like that they're going there in that the first time isn't always the best time. And in this case, Kat and Tomas's first time didn't live up to her expectations. Now, also, she may have just had huge expectations since she held on to her virginity for so long. But another aspect of the story I do like is that Kat and Chelsea being such close cousins, but being so different, where Chelsea is just very much into sex and it always seems great for her, no matter what. And Kat now is being portrayed as a character that needs more of a connection than just sex is going to be good because they have a sexual connection, I guess. Although maybe the problem is that Kat and Tomas don't have that connection. And it is hard to have a connection with an inanimate object like Tomas, so I do understand Kat's feelings about this. Regardless, I did actually enjoy Kat and Chelsea's scenes today, but the story overall with Kat and Tomas and Eva, it's never going to work for me with Alex in the role of Tomas. I'm sorry. I say this like every video he's in now, but I don't care. Later, Tomas ran into Eva. I'm glad Eva did not give him the time of day and just left when he was trying to explain himself about the incident at her hotel room when Kat walked in and all of that. Whatever. Speaking of Eva, though, she had to deal with her mother today, which, of course, Leslie was trying to manipulate her for money the entire episode. Apparently, Leslie lost her job as a bartender or something. Who knew she had a job like that kept her getting money? They haven't portrayed that. Yeah, she's bartending some events, but they haven't really kept us in the know with Leslie's job. But anyway, the storyline today is that she lost her job, and according to Leslie, it's because she's too old for the job at the place she worked, wanted younger people or whatever. Who knows if Leslie's ever telling the truth. So she wanted Eva to pick up the check because they were having lunch together. Then she goes to see Ted wanting a loan, and of course, leave it to Leslie to have the gall to go to Ted asking for a loan, saying she would pay him back. Ted rightfully called her out, saying she's broken her word with him since the day he met her. Said she would go away after he paid her off to go away when she first came back to town when the show first started. Ted finally stood some ground to Leslie. In recent weeks, they've been painting Ted as very dumb when it comes to Leslie. It seems like the breaking point might have been the fact that she pressed charges against Nicole for choking her, although she had every right to press those charges, like I said last week. But she was lying about the injuries to her neck, and Ted wanted to see them, and she wouldn't let him see them. So she leaves and goes to manipulate Eva to ask Ted for a loan for her. Leslie did her whole victim routine to get Eva to do so, so Eva did go to Ted to try and get money for her mother. Eva told Ted that she knows her mom manipulates and plays games, but says that this time she really does need help, allegedly. I don't know. I think the show is kind of stalling the Leslie storyline right now. I don't think they have a direction they want to go with her, with the whole Ted stuff, because it's kind of hitting a wall. So this whole day of scenes for her kind of just felt like treading water for the character of Leslie. I hope they start to take her in more interesting directions again. Because today wasn't the best stuff. It's the typical stuff where she tries to manipulate Ted or Eva. It's been the story for a while now. Let's find a real direction for the story. Now, we did finally get a direction for the June storyline, but I don't know how I feel about all of that either. Apparently, Naomi did track down June's sister named Regina. This first happened off screen. But then later in the episode, the character of Regina shows up to Jacob and Naomi having lunch together. They painted Regina as someone over her sister June because it seems as though her sister June is always playing games or something. I don't know. Clearly the relationship between Regina and June has been severed. June has problems. Regina was not shocked to hear that June is homeless. They clearly haven't talked to each other in a long time. Then Naomi shows Regina the pictures of the babies that June always keeps with her. She took a picture of it on her phone. So Naomi shows that to Regina. And it turns out June had 2 kids named, I put it in my notes, but Ron and Cecile. Yeah, they were apparently June's children, but June decided motherhood wasn't for her, according to Regina, and they ended up in the system. I guess, they're clearly trying to make this Tyrell and Samantha, which was like the initial thought. It is kind of the basic route to go. I'm not exactly enthralled by these results. I haven't been enthralled with this June storyline at all. Anyway, so I don't know if this really takes it in an interesting enough direction. Like, I'm glad that Tyrell and Samantha will get something more to do outside of Martin. I guess I was still kind of hoping June would be tied to Haley, mostly because I think Haley needs something besides always being tied to Bill. They're kind of making Haley interesting with the whole fake pregnancy thing, but I don't know if this makes Tyrell and Samantha more interesting for me, or June, or any of that. It is just the basic route to go. There is like a potential like deeper story to go into with June being homeless and having to give up her children. Was it because of drugs? That's usually what it is. Will there be some kind of thing where she wants to get her kids back? But the problem with that is like Tyrell and Samantha are so old already. What's the point of a battle for the kids when they're practically going to be an adult? Or at least I believe Tyrell is like a year away from being an adult. So some sort of story where she wants her kids back isn't going to be that interesting on a like courthouse level, but maybe it could still be interesting on her trying to reconnect with her children. There is potential for like a good character development relationship with Tyrell, Samantha, and June. But by the end of the episode, June showed up not being happy to see Regina with Naomi and Jacob, or just shocked to see her with Naomi and Jacob. The character of Regina had potential. I like the actress. I like when they bring on these new characters that have like an attitude. I loved Sharon when she first came on for that reason. The only other thing that happened today was Shanice and Ashley and Andre crap. Shanice was at first saying she and Derek are just friends and she would, for the sake of peace, fall back if Ashley wanted her to. Ashley acted like she was just so over Derek and Shanice could do whatever she wants with Derek. I hope that's true because I've said before, I like Shanice and Derek together. They actually do have chemistry. Unlike Ashley and Andre. Andre later showed up and Shanice gave some great lines where she talked to Andre for a few seconds and didn't want Ashley to accuse her of stealing another man, so she walked away. What made me roll my eyes the most in these scenes is just how impressed Andre was that Ashley knows soul foods. And I mean, whatever. Ashley said her dream place to eat was like Paris or something, so Andre set up some Paris-like date, sent her an invite with the I don't know what it's called, the hat that French people wear. And they had their little French Paris date. Not feeling it. Haven't been feeling Andre and Ashley ever. Probably never will. So I unfortunately expect this week to be dull. But they've set up enough stuff in recent weeks. We've had some great weeks lately. This one I don't think is going to be. I did see a preview that we're going to have a crossover from The Young and the Restless. So that's kind of the only thing that interests me this week. Not that I still watch The Young and the Restless and won't unless they fire their head writer / producer. But that's interesting that they're already doing a crossover with The Young and the Restless, Will it be a big tie-in? Will it just be a one-off? I don't know. But that's interesting to me. The Articulates concert coming up this week, though. Yeah, I don't know if I care about that. But, I'm hoping maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe every episode this week won't be as dull as the preview was or as dull as today kind of was.